Hello, everybody. Shadow here, and welcome back to Amarantus. Things are not necessarily going too well. We had a conversation with Marius about his relationship with Rayon. It didn't go very well. It didn't go very well at all. So, we're going to continue. I cannot imagine any way in which that could have gone worse. Ooh. Oh boy. I feel like I'm not going to get a very good ending. But we'll see. The wind's more favorable than expected, so I call a meeting to confirm our destination. The five of us gather around the map. Rayon's sunning herself on the deck and refuses to move. Marius is here, but he won't meet my eyes. That's fair. The Summer Palace is a day or two travel from the capital. And it was where? Let me see the map. They thought of rocky walls. They could see across the sea to an island on the horizon. Near here. He marks a jagged coastal inlet. Oh no. Well, can't go near those. That'd be no good. That's the Lord's steps. We keep having people try to shortcut their deliveries by cutting through that way, but it's all sheer cliffs and stone and... Right. There's a hidden palace at the top of the Lord's steps. Oh my god. And treacherous winds, nasty currents, and so forth. And shipwrecks, yes. So what you're saying is... they'd never expect us to go that way. Yep. Sir... which is why this is clearly the best option. By whose standards? Rayon shouts from the other side of the boat. A little birdie told me. Are you still seasick? We've got a small elite Eckler boat, responsive and lightweight. We've got a decent-sized crew if Marius takes the time to take us through it. If it's at all possible to work your way in there, we should be able to do it. The Lord's Stairs, did you say? The Lord's Steps in trading maps, for obvious reasons, most involving death. If they're steps, there must be a way to climb them. You're big time overestimating how well any of us can sail. Fine, we skirt back and forth by them. If we see something worth approaching, we take a shot. Yes, he's serious. Oh, Lord. And if we get crushed against the rocks, we have to get there. If the palace is empty, we'll get our hands on resources, location, security. And we need to get there securely. The environment might be our enemy in this way, but any other way, the whole world takes a shot. Sir, let's go. Okay, well, back. I need you all here. You too. Alistair, what happened? I should have known they'd followed Muriel back. I'm dangerously out of practice. It's all just noise. A crushing, drowning sound. I can't focus on what's important because I don't know you and what you value. I'd rather have this and have you not know. I assume she's talking about the eye patch? I don't mind what you think of me. How the fuck do I get you out... Give me something to focus on. I ain't giving you anything. This was a military strategy everyone used to train in. Marin's mother devised it. Did she devise it for Marin? Because you said... You remembered. It was to keep her safe. For someone with no control over how they overflowed their skin, with no sense of how others saw them, she needed something simple, intuitive. Which makes it perfect for people like us. We need something that I can focus on, that I can recognize without thinking about. A code word? Your words don't come to me easy enough for that. Memory? That is a myth. I get enough as it is, without memories as well. I need a scent. Something you're not likely to smell when you're in trouble. Or ever, ideally. Something you can call to mind so vividly that I could catch it across a city. Just try something. I'll tell you if it will work. Okay. Marius takes a slow breath in. That's good. Keep it. No, none of that. Focus on just the Got it. Next. If you must, I'll make it work. That is definitely no good. Nothing would be more likely if you were in trouble. Oh. Come back to me. That is complex. Oh, that helps. His fingers plucked delicately at the air, like pulling apart strands of a thread. Yes, very good. I guess it's my turn, as long as Muriel is struggling. I try to think of things from my childhood, maybe of Mal and Terry. Mal's books? The pale peeling paint of our house? Okay, no, here it is. Delicate but vivid, as clear as I know my own mind. I think of wet grass, damp soil, clean water, fronds of willow trailing in their own reflection, bent branches and damp earth, and creaking wood, and a breath of wind through the leaves. Warm cotton, damp wool. I have it. Muriel? Could this work? It will do. Seems unlikely that would come up naturally. That's what I thought. Now, if you could all indulge me, I think I'm overdue some proper training. Okay. He splits us up and scatters us across the ship, setting us to go about maintenance chores and occasionally call our scent to mind. Okay. As he picks up each one, he calls out our name to check it was correct. Then he starts to get confident. He has us carry on conversations with each other and randomly send out our alerts. After a point, we don't even need to think about the scent itself. He catches Muriel from the opposite end of the ship, thinking about a conversation she had with Marius about something associated with her scent days ago. You said back in the forest that we were winning the war entirely on numbers. If Acklers weren't dying out, we'd really be doomed, huh? Yes. I see. Very fascinating. It's quite a strange ability. Marius spends the rest of the day up in the rigging. He calls out odd observations all day. Steps ho! Okay. We're nearly there. Cool. That's pretty impassable. We'll have to sail on. Sail on to where? Absolutely fucking not. If you don't dock the boat in the next hour, I'm going to jump overboard and drown. It will be entirely on you. And how do you think that will make you feel? Are you seasick? Oh, you think I've been staying downstairs because I feel bad? Yeah, that's Rihanna. She's crawling around on the floor because she likes it. No, because she's got no depth perception and keeps walking into fucking rafters. Oh, nah, this is by choice. Fun! I don't know what you're expecting me to weigh in on. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It seems like a fair enough request to me. Alistair's not the only one who could do with dry land. If we keep sailing along the shore, we might find a pleasant little port town. Take a stroll, do some trading. Where's the map? Marius casts his eyes along the shoreline. Here? Cliffs are probably going to clear up here, and there you go. He slams his finger down triumphantly on a river. River Delta, prime farmland. There's got to be a town there, or at least some fields we can harvest. We'll leave money for them. Okay. We probably won't. You've got until the sun gets there. She points to a spot in the sky that the sun's not really headed in the right direction to align with, but I get her point. Otherwise, I'm jumping over and swimming for it. Or drowning, depending on how I'm feeling. Okay, cool. Marius was spot on. The village is right where he put it. Okay, cool. Except the fields have been burned and the village is empty. Overgrown and empty. Oh dear. Might as well raid whatever we can find, then head landways back to the steppes. See what we can find from the top of the cliffs. How long do you think it's been abandoned? 15 years. 20. Not enough overgrowth for 20, I'd say. I do the same voice for the Major and Reckon. I absolutely do. I just noticed. It's a problem. You're gonna split us up to check all the buildings, right? I'll do that fancy one over there with the pillars. Don't need to pair me up with anyone. Okay. Docks for me? I want to look at that building over by the cliffs. The falling apart one. I'll take the tide mill. It's in quite good condition. Eric, you should do that big building over there. Must have housed whoever was in charge here. Major, can you take that one? Sir. Okay. I'm going to keep an eye out. Take a stroll and check in on everyone. As you will. Okay. Didn't they just tell me to go to a certain building? Hi. Hey. Give me a sec. Not quite cool with you yet. Do you need to slap me in the face? I thought you were staying in the middle. I'm meandering. Sure. What you got? I assume they all just packed up and sailed away. Otherwise, there'd be something left. They even packed up all the ropes and sails and stuff. Righto. Rightio. There's the remnants of a pier, worn and barnacled. I don't know if I'd trust it with any weight. A few ropes drift in the water. Oh, that's not Marius talking. That was narration. You keep walking, Eric. You'll hear me if I need you. Got it. Okay. I come by Rand's fancy building next. Nothing for you to see here. Keep moving. Even with all the fans? Too much fans. We ain't the first to notice. Emptied and then ransacked. You want a broken vase? I can get you a broken vase. Serious antiques? Phew. Okay. I didn't want a broken vase, actually. Hello. Muriel waves me over eagerly, a sheaf of assorted papers haphazardly grasped in one hand. They cleared up well when they left, but they may have left us something pretty fantastic in their scraps. What have you found? She passes me an assortment of notes through the window. The pages don't seem relevant. Rosters for guard duty, kitchen duty, cleaning duty. A map that might have been worth keeping if it wasn't spotted all over with tiny pin-pricked holes. That scrap on the top. Found it trampled into the floor out the back. Ignore the stains. Somebody was desperate to get a note out. Wait, this isn't... I've seen it before. It certainly is. The torn page is covered in scribbled notes. The bottom is marked with the Lord's official seal, a strip of wax with the delicate imprint of a circlet, and then a signature. Muriel leans through the window. It looks like the official order to abandon the town, dated 17 years ago. He writes it like it's just a name. Eh? You think Lord called it V. Bank Zen? I don't know. That's not a person. That's a title. He writes his name like people walk up to us. Hey, caught it. How's your day going? Okay. Have you ever noticed you say it, caught it, the way Reckon says it? The CK comes out quite like a H, very soft D, and then the T gets stuck on the tip of your tongue. I have no idea if that's the way I'm saying it. Okay. This is just me, but for some reason, in recent years, when I try to look up pronunciations, a lot of the times it just is like, I don't know what any of that meant. The CK, where's the CK? I guess the CK is the C sound. I maybe I'm saying it like that. Caudat. Caudit? I guess maybe I'm kind of saying it like that. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not a linguist or anything like that. I'm very bad at understanding the like proper pronunciation, like formatting and stuff. Hairs are sticking to my hands and flying all over the place. But I guess maybe I'm saying it like that. I don't know. What do you mean? I think it's the Eckler accent. When he talks, all of his as sounds sounds closer to eh or ah, and all the consonants are super soft. I don't think they have a sharp and pointy a sound like we do, or say those sounds like k where your throat catches. Like we don't have that k sound like they've got. So you end up calling it eklo. Is it not? It's aklau, isn't right? Different vowels, different consonant. I have no idea if I'm saying any of those correctly. So I'm like, I feel like this is being lost on me. Like I understand the point they're making of the significance of the difference in pronunciations. But because I am reading it all myself, I'm like, okay, I'm not making any distinction when these characters speak words. So it's just interesting to notice. Anyway, I really can't tell the difference. I can. Well, good for you. Well, far be it for me to force some sort of cultural imperialism on your or his vowels. Now, I'll keep looking around for anything else good. Okay, got it. The Major's coming up next, in the building Muriel had pegged as the village headquarters. She's inspecting a mosaic along one wall. Anything, Major? Nothing valuable, sir. The whole place doesn't seem to be anywhere near as resource-rich as we hoped. It isn't. But we can't just get back in the boat and wait for something convenient to come up. I leave her to whatever it is she's doing. Okay, that was quick. Oh. Reckon is last. It looks like he's already lost interest in searching. He's by the shore, looking out across the water. Not sure what there is to look at. Mostly it's the cliffs. There's that weird ability again. You could see yourself toppling off the edge, or floating out into... He tips his head back. The sky is... I rub my eyes. Flawless and blue, pink, and clear. I didn't realize how tired my eyes were of green. You're not going to come over and all faint again. Queasy, maybe. He wipes his hand across his face and turns his head back to the cliffs. I can imagine sailing down there, the waves crashing us up against the rocks. There. He points into the distance, towards a dark speck in the cliff. What? Something. Don't know what. It'd take a while to get out there. Should we stay here overnight? Investigate in the morning? No comment. Well, it'd at least do me good to sleep on solid ground. True. Okay. We're camping here tonight, then. Oh. I was leaned over like this, so I did not see the Major. I just assumed it was narration. Back in a moment. Surely we should have seen the palace by now. The castle in the capital towers over the city. I'm not staying in a haunted camp if someone's about to suggest. You're in good company there because I'd rather get back on the boat. I've had enough of the sea. Oh, hold on, sorry. How do I... Wait, there we go. Fuck you're a bunch of... I'm assuming that was going to be, like, whiny bitches or something. And there's Maria saying motherfucker again. But, boy? Where Maria stood is now a dark hole in the undergrowth. Alive! Filthy! Alive! Are these stairs? So, of course, down we go. How fun! The rough-hewn stone steps lead down into an underground passageway, flat and winding for a way. The walls are lined with old torch brackets, or roots working their way through the ceiling. The passage underfoot is lumpy with disuse. We walk single file, though it's wide enough we could walk side by side. With only 2 lamps between the 5 of us, we're slow, but not alarmed, yet. Okay. The path turns into carved stairs, leading up through a rock-lined corridor, dark and damp. Moisture beating on the walls and the sound of the ocean echoing in the distance. I think we're all holding our breaths, or we would be if the steps weren't so steep. No breath left for chatting. Okay. There, light, up ahead. Okay. So, where have we ended up? The roof of the cave is pinpricked, like a sky of grassy stars. To our left, the sky peeks through stone latticework. To the right, an entire structure of doors and windows and staircases are carved right into the wall. Oh. Did they ever say the Summer Palace was a building? The air in here is thick and damp, spiderwebs drifting across every surface, tracks from creatures along the walls, and... Are there glowworms up near the ceiling? Hang on, I want to see too. Oh, wow. The balcony is carved right into the Lord's steps, overlooking the water. I run my hands across the beautifully carved, balustrade? Hold on, what? I need to know what this word is. I don't recognize this word. So I'm curious as to what this... A railing supported by balusters, especially on an ornamental parapet on a balcony, bridge, or terrace. Okay, I see. Fascinating. And look right out across the endless ocean. The waves crash so far down below, it feels like vertigo. Okay. Aww. A few meters away, pushed up against the railing, is a carved wooden table. Motled? I don't know. From the salty air. 2 seats are drawn up close together. Shit, you think... Nah, those have not been moved in a long time. Ah, who do you think it was? Guess we're not the first squatters. Not... Oh, I'm sure the Lord loves sneaking out here for the fresh sea air between bouts of tyranny. Then it's not like he's going to send anyone else to his holiday house. I hope they enjoyed the time they had, whoever it was. He strokes the back of the chair. I look up along the cliff. Tree roots creep down from the surface, weave through the wall. That's why we could barely spot it. I'm going inside to try to find out more. You coming? Yeah, right behind you. Okay. Echo! 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 I don't want to take a seat, not in chairs so haunted. Fair. I can hear hurrying footsteps bouncing against the rocks, whispered voices, flickers in the hollowed windows. The sound's not as loud as I would have guessed. The walls are all grown over with green and gray moss, or lichen, or whatever it is. I scratch at it with a fingernail. It's maybe a centimeter or 2 thick, soft and moist and dampening any echoes. Okay. I see. For all that it's been abandoned, there was a home here. The Major and I have found the linen cupboard, and it's in entire need of airing. We drape sheets and blankets over the balcony into the breeze, weighted against the wind by a few shards of shattered tiles, and the must airs right out. Okay. Got some nice blankets. Armory! Emptied, but armory! It's a small room near the entrance. Floors scuffed and racks lined up in the walls, on the walls. It would have been restocked and cleaned out with the ebb and flow of the court. Kitchen! There's an oven! The kitchen is on the highest floor. Oven and stove hollowed out with a stone chimney cutting through the roof. There's a table, even plates and cutlery. Dry mold crumbled on the porcelain. I really hope wherever they are now, they're okay. You're really invested in this narrative, aren't you? Aren't you? I am curious. The squatters seem to have only used 3 bedrooms. One is enormous, not the largest, the Lord's designated room, but big. Muriel digs out a crumpled shirt from beneath the bed. On the far side of the palace, Reckon finds a pile of stained sheets heaped in a corner of one bedroom, and in another, Rayon spots shiny smooth patches worn by pacing feet. This could have been us. The people in this place, they might have been like me, and us now. Eckler? Revolutionaries? Oh, both. How can you tell? The people hiding out here can't have been with the Lord, not living the way they were. Why make not only a life, a home here, and then leave? They swept the floor, but left sheets piled on the bed. They wanted, waited, planned, and then they failed. He lived. Eckler rebels right under the Lord's nose? I can feel it echoing off the walls. They left a legacy here, a story that faded and fell apart. What do you mean, a legacy? Wait, I know this one. Legacies in Aklo. The parts of your mind, your thoughts that you leave in someone else's mind. The bits of you that take hold in someone else's head and stay there even after you're dead. Ari Trazion, I really just struggle with that last name. How do you know that? Someone must have found Eklau fascinating enough to talk to me about it. So, what can you tell us about what happened to those two? There were 3 bedrooms. Fine. Those however many. Right. It's like a song in the back of your head that you know, but the words and the music, nothing quite comes. But it's good. It's okay. It's sad. It's home. Okay, I see. Pat. Has anyone called any of the rooms yet? Because I know where I want. Probably the Lord's bed. I take a small room beneath the one where we found the shirt. Okay. Marius and Rihanna apparently thoughtful for once, pick a room well away from everyone else. Muriel claims a room which looks straight out through the lattices across the ocean. The Major takes the one next to her. All of these childish games. Reckon's the only one to go all the way upstairs, to confront the abandoned room directly. For a moment, he stands frozen in the doorway, head leaning weakly against the doorframe. Then he comes to himself and instead takes the room next to it, a tiny nook of a thing that looks like storage. Okay. It feels like forever since I last slept in a proper bed. Okay. Sure. I wonder if it's a bit lonely, falling asleep on your own. I suppose I wouldn't know. Okay. So we are getting towards the end of our journey, right? Because now we just need to make it to the capital and depose of the Lord. The air is damp and dewy, weak yellow-green light oozing in through the slits of window. A buzz comes in from the corridor, murmured words rebounding off the rock. Okay. Out of bedtime. All right. Eyes still bleary, I reach for my vest. Sorry. Muriel and Reckon are seated by the side of the pool. I recognize the dishes they're scrubbing from the ancient table settings in the dining room. Good morning. Morning. Plans for the day? Scout out some more? Get to grips? He's convinced there's useful information somewhere here. A bit more ambition, please. Muriel, you've been to the capital, right? Marius also. And El Hazmi. I only get one shot at getting there. We go when we're ready and not a moment before. We have to do it right. True. And does it behoove you to tell us what we're going to do? We'll have to send people to scout out the castle. The plan will depend on what we find. So you have nothing planned. Muriel, there was never any plan. You could have figured that much out on your own. But I haven't got anyone killed yet. Fuck you. Unnecessary. Fuck you anyway. Doesn't have to be necessary. Let him be, love. Do fucking not. We are not doing that. Back off and let me be, Bo boy. Where's breakfast? You can sort out your own. Once we have a chance to actually... Muriel waves around the dishes in her hands, gestures to the other dishes Reckon is balancing on his arms. You can help her finish them off. Something on the surface is prickling at me. Nothing for you to all be concerned about. Just prickly. Okay. Sell it as being on guard for us. That's more convincing. How riche. Utilitarianism is cultureless. Oh, sure, like mind debt. We all agree that's part of a functional society, yes? Okay. I just need to feel it out. It should be fast. Right. And everyone else? I'll leave you to it. Blah, 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 blah. Major, will you speak with me? By your grace, Patrone. Stay out of danger. I'll be around. Find me if anything comes up. Okay. Cool. So, what are we gonna find? What am I going to do? They could settle here. I can feel it in the air. How easy it would be for me and mine to stay. We're safe here. We're protected. And we could so easily... How did Reckon feel when he first came to his forest? Like any day he would leave, but just one more day to gather himself. One more night to sleep sound, and then 7 years gone and the future no closer. Fair. It would be so easy. But we gotta make a change. Huh? Someone's calling me. Reckon? Hello? What do you need? A winding way away from the cave entrance, there's an enormous gnarled tree. Reckon sits on a low branch, shoulders hunched like he's nostalgic for the old days. I always have been. Oh, what? Hold on. Wait. Airy? Did you want me for something? No. Okay. Always the surprises. I don't think I could bear anyone else right now. Are you okay? It costs so much to put thought into words. How do you all do it? It's a very good question. Are you okay? No. I draw closer. Rocks are stacked in a small pile beneath the tree, nestled in the shade. They're overgrown with moss. One of them died here? Do you think this could be... I thought this was a safe place. A good place. Not for the Lord, but for whoever they were. But that feels like a grave. I don't know. I don't know anything. Okay. Interesting. I put another rock on the cairn. Okay. Fascinating. If I die, could you tell everyone that I wouldn't mind a little pile of rocks? It says, this loss was unexpected and sad, and we were unprepared, but we do our best. We keep on going. Doesn't matter who you are or what you did. There were people who loved you and didn't want to forget. Something that cuts away at all our differences, till we're only made from the thoughts our other people have had for us. How Ackler. I'll tell your friends. Only if you have to, okay? Only if it happens. I don't want them to know what I'm thinking about. They're all thinking about it. Oh, sure. But if I can get them to think it hasn't occurred to me, well, that can't do any harm. If anything goes wrong, I want them to think I didn't see it coming, that it wasn't real. I see. Fascinating. She would have liked you, I think. Marin. Oh, you would have frustrated her. Completely opaque. She wouldn't have worked out the trick to you, I don't think. But she'd like me? It doesn't matter what I think, long as no one knows. Meets, doesn't matter what I think, they all know it's their problem. Unstoppable force, immovable object. Okay. I have a favor to ask of you. If I do make it out, put in a good word for me to my father. You want me to come back home with you? I don't know if I'll be able to look that man in the eyes. Not now. When I look at that little stack of rocks, all I can think is, that's where she must be. Somewhere quiet and secret. Unmarked grave. No one left. I can't take that thought home to him. Coming from me, it would... But what if Kodat knows... Why would he know? Why is there any reason to believe he knows anything? One person can meet to death in so many ways. Unmarked graves all over the world. Stories unfinished. People unaware. Why would she be different? Aren't you giving up a little too early? Yeah, early. Sorry, I thought it might have been easily. Nothing has changed. No, you're giving up. Come on, mate. You've always been the best of us. What? You know it's more than that. You've always known. You came all the way out here because you knew she mattered, and what happened to her mattered. All I ever wanted was to get away from the things they'd say. No. You never wanted to run away. You lived in a forest for 7 years because you knew. Now you paint yourself a coward because the alternative is admitting you fear yourself a fool. But you can still get into that room with Koda and find what he knows, what he believes. Because you've always known he knows something about it. And of all the versions you've ever heard, yours is better, truer. Yours does her credit. Okay. And that's what we're going to do. I would never have made it this far without all of you, Aerie. I never did make it this far. You're a good kid. With your help, maybe I can hope for being a good man. I'm with you until we must go without, lad. Okay. Are you feeling better? Oh, no, not so much. But sometimes you have to let yourself sink before you start to swim. Having said that, how do you lot swim up? In a metaphorical sense? When you feel bad, how do you stop feeling bad? Some people say talk about it, I guess. Or you try to look on the bright side? How do you do it? Well, communally, for one, it's difficult to describe. You put yourself around the right sort of people and soak up what you need. But without anyone, I suppose I'll just feel bad for a while. Okay, I see. Yes, you can leave me to it. Okay, I suppose. All right. So how long are we going to be staying here? Like, are we going to be moving on soon? I think this is probably a pretty good place to stop. We went a little bit longer than normal because I wanted to get some conversations in. I'm very interested to see exactly how this all pans out. It's going to be interesting. I don't know how many more episodes we have. We'll have to see. But for now, I think that's going to be it. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please let me know down in the comments below and maybe leave a like. And if you want to catch the next episode as it comes out, go ahead and hit subscribe. But for now, that's it. So, see ya.